Okay, we come to question number 2a. Question 2a essentially is testing our knowledge of equation of a straight line. Now we are given a point with coordinates -2 and 7, and we're given another point B with coordinates 2 and what? -3. Now we are told to find the equation of the line which passes through these points. So the first thing I need to do is to find my slope or my gradient. So now slope or gradient, let's use gradient. Gradient, which is commonly used in maths, further maths practice, is usually denoted with the letter M. And it is what? A change in y over a change in x. So how does that apply here? I can call here, this will be my, so let me just do a little tagging up. I'll call here my x1, x2, sorry, x1, y1, x2, y2. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now please let me also emphasize at this point, if you say y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, you will still get the same answer. Do you understand? But the key thing here is for you to be consistent. To be what? Consistent. Alright, so this will give me y2 is what? -3 minus y1 is what? 7 all over x2 is 2 minus x1 is 2. So that's -2 rather. So this will give me what? -10 over 4, and that will give me -5 over 2. Now, the question says, find the equation of the line which passes through the points. If it passes through the points, it means that the slope will be the same. So what we're going to do now is this. To find that line or equation now, I will then use this with any of these points. I will use this with any of these points. So I will say using a -2, 7, m, my slope will be equal to y2 y minus 7 over x minus -2. Now in this setup, my m is what? -5 over 2. That will be -5 over 2 equal to y minus 7 over x plus 2. So I'll simplify this. I'm going to have -5 into x plus 2 being equal to 2 into y minus 7. I open up the bracket. This will be -5x minus 10 equal to 2y minus 14. So the next thing I'll do, I want to close everything to one side, which is usually the standard practice for solving questions like this. So I'll rewrite this to be what? And then move everything to my left hand side. So that will be 2y plus 5x minus 14 plus 10 equal to 0. And I'm going to have that this will be 2y plus 5x minus 4 equal to 0. And that will close out this question 2a. So the equation I'm looking for that passes through the points A and B is actually what? 2y plus 5x minus 4. And that takes care of that problem. Somebody else can decide to use point B. You will still be correct, whichever point you decide to use. Okay, to further reiterate the point, my learning assistant did the same, and she got the same value using point B. So what's the conclusion here? Whichever point you use, you still arrive at the same answer. So let's take note of that. It's a very interesting observation from this branch of math. So let's go to question 2b. So let's look at question 2b. In question 2b, we have that 5b minus a over 8b plus 3a is equal to 1 over 5. and we are told to look for the value of A over B. Look for A over B. Now, I have a very simple technique I use to describe this to students. This question is testing your knowledge of ratio, because A over B is a ratio or a fraction. So, and the branch of maths being tested here is what is called algebraic equations, or sorry, algebraic fractions. That's what's being tested here. So how do you do this? I've often told students that there's nothing like cross multiplication, and that is a statement of fact. So how do you handle this? Now look at a simpler way I've tried to devise to handle problems like this. What is 5 doing to this? It is dividing 1. So what will it do to this? It will multiply it. What is this doing to this? It will divide it. So what will it do to this? It will multiply it. So that will give you 5 into 5b minus a equal to 8b plus 3a. Let's put times 1. 1 multiply anything. 1 is a neutral number. When it multiplies anything, it keeps the identity of that thing intact. So this will give me 25b minus 5a equal to 8b plus 3a. Remember that you're told to find a over b. You're told to find what? A over b. So what do? Look at this. This will now be what? I'll rewrite this. And the reason I'm going to rewrite this is because I'm saying a as negative here and this as positive. So I'll have 8b plus 3a equal to 25b minus 5b. Now please, these things I'm doing, it comes with experience. And remember that I did say in my previous videos that when it comes to questions like this, I don't solve before coming to class. I do that deliberately so that I can see how I will cope with the changes that happens in the examination hall. So with practice, I've been able to understand that these things I can do without having to show too much working. Now this will now be what? I have 3a here. I'll bring 5, negative 5a, because it's crossing over, as some of us rightly would want to say. This becomes what? Plus 5a equal to what? I have 25b here. It was positive here to become negative here. So what do I have? I have 8a equal to what? 17b. So a will now be equal to what? A, okay, let's now divide both sides by b, by 8b. So I'm going to have a over b equal to 17 over 8. So a over b will be equal to 2.125. Don't tell me how I got that. I know that the second multiple of 8 is 16, and 1 over 8 technically is 1 over 8, which is what? 0.125. Now the question says we should approximate that to 1 to 2 decimal places. So that will mean that a over b will be equal to 2.13. Learning assistant, please.
I don't understand. From that 8a equals 17b.
Okay, fine. So this is a live learning class, so I also suspect that some of us might have issues with. So I'm going to take this piece by piece now. Now, you all understand how I came to this point. Beautiful. So my objective is to get a over b. So let's start by removing the 8 first. So what do you get? A equal to 17b over 8. Now let's remove the b. I'm going to have what? A over b being equal to what? 17 over 8. So that's what I just lumped up once. Just trying to check if I'm right. Yes, that's what I just lumped up once to this point. But if you're going to break gradually, you remove, you deal with the 8 and then you deal with the b. Somebody can decide to deal with the b first before the 8. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So then a over b will now be equal to 2.125 by way of experience, and a over b will be approximately 2.12 to 2 decimal places. Alright, so that settles that. 1, 3, sorry about that, and that clears that solution.